G'day everyone and welcome to Future Insights edition 43. It's been a big week here, a shorter week with Easter and so forth, but been very busy. We're getting right into the thick of tax planning season now, and it really is that window where planning and decisions matter most. It's not about ticking any boxes or just going through the motions. It's about really setting things up, being proactive, and making sure we've got things in place before the 30th of June. It's going to come around pretty quick. The weeks seem to be flying by, so yeah, by all means, just make sure that you're getting onto that if you haven't sent through your information yet. But we'll be hassling you soon, no doubt, if you haven't. So look out for that. We've also got the federal budget around the corner, so this is a bit of a watch this space at the moment. However, no doubt there'll be a fair bit of information leaked over the next few weeks, as there commonly is. Tax reform is still high on the agenda this year, particularly around capital gains tax, so we'll wait and see how far they actually take that. This will have a big impact across the board, but once that information is available, we'll make sure that we inform everyone of that. One thing we can't ignore at the moment is just how fast AI is actually moving. I know there's a lot of talk about it, but when you see companies like Xero, for example, that are forming partnerships and agreements with Claude, one of the AI companies, you can sort of see how quickly this is really going to change and actually start impacting day to day even more. So I think it's one of those things, we've got to keep involved and get an understanding of how all these things work. But at the same time, don't get overwhelmed by it all, because it's just changing so rapidly. But I think it's just something that I guess we're even surprised with how quickly it's all changing. We're also doing a lot of bank reviews at the moment, so mostly proactive, not necessarily being asked by the bank for figures, but just getting those cash flows updated, just factoring in how the increased costs are going to impact cash flow and profitability as the year goes on. So by all means, if you've got any concerns around your business cash flow and so forth, make sure you yell out, because we're only too, we can help you. We can set the budgets up in Xero or QuickBooks as well, so just yell out. Something we do talk a lot about is succession planning. We think that's one of the major, not necessarily issues or challenges, but also opportunities that businesses do face at the moment. So, and where we're at with that is where, we're really focused on making sure that businesses are taking advantage of the tax and stamp duty concessions that are available. And we'll keep talking about that. And we're at the stage now that, it's one of those situations where it's a big problem. We've got to create a sort of a scalable solution to that problem. So we've got some really exciting news in the coming weeks to inform you about. With our articles this week, I think we're continuing on with the tax planning, parts 4, 5 and 6. So part 4 is on bucket companies and how to actually use them effectively, not just set them up. So that's really just trying to cap that tax rate. Part 5 is in relation to superannuation, tax-related strategies there. So have a good read of that. And part 6 is just on cash flow, business scaling and managing debt, and I guess the tax implications around that as well, or the tax planning opportunities around that as well. So each of these builds on the last set of this series. So by all means, have a good look through that. Go back over the other ones as well. It's all on our website, so go back and have a read of those as well. As always, if there's anything here that we've covered that you've got any questions on, feel free to reach out. We're only more than willing to help. We do get quite a few questions, so so don't feel, as we always say, no question is a silly question. So if there is something that you do want to talk through or does prompt a bit of interest, make sure that you do yell out, and we're more than happy to answer any questions that may arise. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up next week. Thank you.